In today's video, we'll discuss how the Utah Jazz got extremely lucky with the addition of their rookie Walker Kessler. But before we start, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. The Utah Jazz are sort of in the middle of the Western Conference right now, and while they had an amazing start to the season, things have slowed down in Utah, and they were even defeated 7 times in their last 10 games. But on the bright side, the majority of those losses came against good teams, like the Sacramento Kings, Miami Heat, Golden State Warriors, the Bucks, and the Cavaliers. And they're still in playoff contention, so it's not like they have a horrible record. And honestly, the fact that they're in the spot they're in now is incredible. It isn't common that you trade away your 2 All-Stars while still having a complete roster. And head coach Will Hardy is more than pleased with his team, and recently said this: "I'm very proud of where we are at this point in the season," he said. "I think our team being such a new group, a lot of new faces that don't know each other with a new head coach, I think the atmosphere and the environment that's been created in our building and around our team has been pretty amazing. Their ability to bond together very quickly, to understand that they all need each other and not have anybody try to make it about them. Everybody's trying to participate in every way possible to win games. I think it's why we are the way we are." Coach is right. Everyone on the team seems to be content on making a legit playoff push, and clearly had no intentions of tanking and throwing it away this season. And a lot of credit goes to Will Hardy. His system is allowing players to thrive, especially the 6'11" Lauri Markkanen. He's averaging 34 points and 10 rebounds over his last 6 to 7 games. And for the season, he's averaging 24, 8, and 2. So he's playing at an all-star level. And recently, he's been playing at a superstar level. On January 5th, he dropped a career-high 49 points versus the Houston Rockets, and said this after. "Jordan Clarkson said, 'Just go for 50, Markkanen said. "And I know they were double-teaming me at the end, but I had to go for it. I'm not really too worried that I didn't get it, but it's great to see my teammates excited, like I'm excited for them." Jalen Green had 30 points and Kevin Porter Jr. added 23 for the Rockets, who had lost their 6th in a row. Markkanen's previous highest scoring game entering that game was 38, which he had done twice, most recently on December 20th against Detroit. He made 6 three-pointers and all 13 of his free throws. But as for their team stats as a whole, the Jazz are 3rd in points per game, 14th in field goal percentage, 12th in three-point percentage, 9th in offensive rebounds, and 10th in assists. And while those are great offensive numbers, their defense is the only thing that's holding them back at the moment. They have one of the worst defenses in the NBA right now and are ranked 27th in defensive rating. So the fact that they have a solid record while having a poor defense just lets you know how good of a basketball team they really are. But nonetheless, without a quality defense, there is no way you can compete with the top teams in the league. But the Jazz may have stumbled upon a defensive player that can maybe change that. And yes, we're talking about Walker Kessler, the reason you clicked on this video. Kessler was drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves, but was immediately traded to the Utah Jazz in the huge Rudy Gobert deal. He was drafted out of Auburn, where he averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds, and a monstrous 4.6 blocks per game. His amazing defense in college earned him the Defensive Player of the Year award and SEC All-Defensive Team award, among other defensive accolades. So coming into the league, it was obvious defense was going to be his calling card. And in his NBA debut, he was already making history, scoring 12 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal, which made him the first player in NBA history to record a double-double and shoot 100% from the floor in their rookie debut. And while his offense does heavily rely on pick and rolls, putbacks, and lobs, he's thriving in that role. And with many teams opting to try their small ball lineups, Kessler can easily take advantage of mismatches under the rim. And something that doesn't get talked about much is his aggressiveness and motor. He has a fearless play style, and he will bang, fight, scratch, and claw with anyone. And when it comes to shots within 5 feet, he's shooting 75% on 3.8 attempts per game. So although it isn't a crazy amount of attempts, he's still very efficient on the inside. And at just 21 years old, he knows how to work well within an offense. So while he isn't an offensive juggernaut who can put up 30 points, he does what's needed of him. Also, with the Jazz being one of the best passing teams in the league, he will get many touches and opportunities, especially in the pick and roll. And as he develops more and more post moves, he has the potential to be a decent offensive player. And let's not forget, he showed flashes of a jump shot in college from 3. And we're not saying he should start jacking up threes, but we do think he's capable of developing a mid-range shot from within 12 to 15 feet from the rim. His finishing skills around the rim need to be noticed as well. He has a soft touch on many of his layups and can finish with control even when moving fast or catching alley-oops in awkward and unorthodox positions. Walker finishes with either hand on either side of the basket. He's not typically going to power through a defender and dunk on him. He'd prefer to pivot, use the rim as protection, and find a reverse layup or dunk. Kessler's patience and decision-making at the rim have proven to be great strengths, and he's shown solid upside there. The type of control and touch he shows is almost rare for players of his size and frame. Kessler is averaging 13.3 points per 36 minutes, so it's safe to say if given a starting role, he could be a respectable scorer without needing many plays run for him, which would already make him a more versatile offensive player than Rudy Gobert. But now let's focus on what makes him special, his defense, where he's making the most impact. He's averaging 1.8 blocks per game, which ranks him 6th in the entire NBA. And what's most fascinating about this is that he's doing it in just 18 minutes. And the numbers show that as well. He's 3rd in the NBA in blocks per 36 minutes. Yes, the rookie is 3rd. So just think about what his blocks per game average would look like if he played around 20 to 23 minutes per night. He uses his massive 7'6" wingspan to alter every and any shot around the basket. And he's even 2nd in the NBA behind Brook Lopez in contested twos per 36 minutes. So he's having the type of rookie defensive season that Evan Mobley had. Their shot blocking dominance transferred right over from college to the NBA with no problems at all. He's one of those defenders that looks like a giant when he's on the court, and we had the exact same thought when watching him in college. Similar to Rudy Gobert, they look taller than 7'1" at times, and that's maybe because not only are they basically giants, because it's not that common anymore to have multiple 7+ footers on the floor. So Kessler is usually battling with 6'9" or 6'10" centers and forwards, which obviously works in his advantage. And another thing that probably goes under the radar is his defensive IQ. And that's no surprise, because whenever you have a rookie playing elite defense, there definitely is an intelligence gap on the defensive end between him and the other rookies. And he shows this when he's forced out on an island and has to guard in space. Although he isn't the fastest lateral mover, his defensive IQ and defensive awareness allow him to never really be out of position. And that is a special quality to have. And a lot of things a lot of younger bigs do wrong is not play vertically when guarding post players or defending at the rim. But that's not the case for Walker. He can obviously swat any shot, but of course he will be at a much higher risk of committing fouls. So when you're 7'1" with a massive wingspan jumping up with both hands vertically, you can be way more effective. And that, along with his IQ that we just mentioned, allows him to be a good help side defender. He can recognize when his teammates are getting beat and uses his length and hustle to quickly get into position and make a play. And that ability to defend in space, especially in the pick and roll, makes him awesome. Coach Will Hardy has made it very clear that Kessler will just be playing drop defense for now, but there's been a few signs that he may be able to do more. And like we just mentioned, while he's not a super quick mover when going laterally, he is positionally sound and good at moving his feet. As he gets more playing time in the league, we may see him defending in different situations more often. But of course, what do you think? What is Walker Kessler's ceiling as an NBA player? And how well do you think he'll compare as the replacement to Rudy Gobert? As always, let us know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.